Hey there, Jack here. Just another person on the journey to experience more love, joy, and peace in my life. And every day sharing a download from collective consciousness or a couple of ideas and frames for looking at the world so that I can experience more of those emotions and maybe you can as well. So today what I wanted to talk about was the idea that reality is not, when we interact with reality, we're not interacting with the raw, unfiltered pieces of reality that are floating all around us in the cosmic dust of the universe. What we're actually interacting with when we interact with other people, other situations, is our projections onto reality from our own unconscious beliefs and biases and programming. So we are always interacting with not actual reality, but the Jack filter of reality. So you may have heard it another way, which is that reality is a reflection. Reality is the situations and the people and the circumstances that we interact with are reflections of our own inner self, our own unconscious, projecting beliefs and our programming onto them. And when we encounter a situation or a person that we do not enjoy, it's, you've probably heard this one. What you don't like about somebody else is what you don't like about yourself. So if everything that we're interacting with is a reflection of ourselves and we encounter things that we don't like in the world, it's because some part of us internally resonates and recognizes that situation, person, experience as something that it's something that Jack doesn't like about Jack, and Jack is seeing it in the external world and is labeling it as negative. And so while it's useful to remember that information, it doesn't always help us to grow and evolve. And here I am actually right now with my good friend, the Buddha, up here on the hillside. And the Buddha has been helping people to evolve and grow in consciousness for thousands of years and inspiring people in that journey. So thank you so much, bro. You rock. But what can we do when we encounter these negative situations in people so that we can actually grow in love, joy, and peace instead of just growing in negativity? When we see something we don't like, we should, instead of saying that person, that thing, that circumstance is bad or negative or unworthy or unlikable or something that we need to push away, instead, we should think, wow, how does that resonate with me? What inside of me needs to grow, change, and because we're never going to be able to change. Oh, there's a little butterfly down there, which is agreeing with what I say. Every time I see a butterfly, I know that it's because I've just had a thought or said something that resonates with reality. That's a little hack that might give you more confidence in your ideas. But so, how can I grow? How can I change in order to make it so that type of circumstance or person doesn't bother me anymore? Because we're never going to be able to change other people, not unless they specifically come to us and ask, how can I change to make your life better? Which is never really going to happen. We're all we're all on our own journey, and we're not worried about what other people think of us all the time. In terms of our own growth, we're worried about what other people think, but not in a useful way. It just adds to our anxiety. It's not like a growth tool for us. But how can I grow and evolve so that part of me that resonated with this negative experience or person no longer resonates with those when I encounter them in the future? So if I encounter somebody who's negative and who's bringing labeling all the things around them as what a terrible day I'm having, this is really sucky, blah 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 blah, and I find that to be negative, I need to go inside myself and stop that behavior. Whenever I'm having complainy sorts of days, I need to remember that when I'm all complainy, that is internalizing the complaint programming so that in the future I will encounter more complainy people because that's something that's inside of me. Or maybe I see somebody who is procrastinating a lot on trying to achieve their life's purpose, and I think, wow, that person's a big procrastinator. They're not going to reach their goals. They're just going to have, a sucky life. maybe that's something I've thought. Probably not so extreme as that. These examples just bubble up, and it makes me think about my own. What about it was Jack actually thinking? What do you actually think about this, Jack? But if I see somebody who's procrastinating and I judge them for it, it's me judging myself for my own procrastination. That's one of the reasons that I started posting on YouTube again, is because I want to no longer be a procrastinator, and I want to see people, when I see people who are procrastinating, I want to think, wow, like, so grateful for my own inspired action that's coming forth out of me, and maybe my action or my journey can help inspire that person to grow themselves. And instead of me labeling that person as lazy or boring or just not good enough to be pursuing their highest potential, I start to resonate with other aspects, because everybody in every situation is so multifaceted, that we can resonate with, when we can identify and resonate with different parts of it. So instead of resonating with the negative aspects of that procrastination, I can resonate with the inspiring aspects of it. Like, wow, this person has their whole growth journey ahead of them. They're just at the beginning. Isn't that great? They have so much growth inside of them. And so to bring it full circle, what we can do to live lives more full of love, joy, and peace is, whenever we encounter the negative situations or the negative people or the things that we label as negative out in the world, we can use it as a mirror to look at ourselves and to learn about ourselves, even in ways that we didn't know. We can learn things about ourselves that we didn't fully understand before, and then we can modify and tweak our own beliefs, thoughts, and behavior to match a version of ourselves that we would prefer to see out in the mirror of reality. So that will help, because instead of interacting with the negative reflection of ourselves, we'll be interacting with the loving, joyful, and peaceful reflections, and that's just going to amplify itself. It's going to resonate with us and with our higher self or soul or God or oneness or the source, and that is just going to bring more love, joy, and peace into our experience. So I hope this helps you. It helped me to talk through it. And I'll see you tomorrow for another day of loving, joyful, and peaceful living.